Hello everybody, E-Team Brick Driver Alan Day with iLMS. We are in the BMW M8. This is top split. Got LMP1s and HPDs. We are the 29 car starting in P10. So we're hoping to keep it clean. Seems like they're already going.
Green.
And we are. Somebody's basically not even been ready to get going.
Left side, in the middle, 3 wide, clear right.
Didn't want to really,
Left side.
didn't really want to give me any room, did he?
Incident in, turn 2, it looks like Newman. Still there, far left.
Got to remember cold tyres and cold brakes.
Still there, clear all round. Okay, out, decent start, we can build something from here.
Okay, so the good thing is that we're still in P10.
There's an incident in, turn 6.
Read it.
Yellow flag.
Say HPD's already gone off. I think it's damaged beyond repair probably. Oh, he's not in our class. Because like some of the guys behind us aren't really keeping to the same pace as some of the guys ahead. Got to remember, we're still on cold tyres at the moment. Seems like this Porsche's gotten a little bit slow out of the bus stop. We're not quite near enough to this Ford GT of Julian. So we're not going to get the tow that we would like, but we've got plenty of space to the guys behind us.
Incident in, turn 1, looks like it's D.
Seems like somebody's gone off. Okay, so turn 1 seems pretty good for us right now. But that could be a matter of that everybody is just backing up a little bit and I'm catching up on that time. So we've got Oliver Dean behind us, number 2. He's actually the guy
Watch out.
that spun round at turn 1 just earlier. So yes, we're up a place, but he should get past us, I would assume, unless he's got damage. Don't see any. So 1X, that's fine.
Run out of track limits, keep it between the lines.
This is the one reason why the BMW is good on this track at the moment. The long speed straights on the speedway.
P9. Far left. Keep it steady. Clear left. Far left. He's still there. Clear left.
Of course, Daytona is famous for a lot of big races, the Rolex 24 hours. Which I did in the BMW M8 on iRacing back in January.
Yellow flag.
And also the Daytona 500, which we managed to win the Daytona 500 on our debut attempt back in February. Right, now the tyres should be warmed up now. Just about to start lap 4. Already 5 minutes in. So we will now be back down to P10, but Oliver will be siphoning his way through the field. Oh, he's actually gone below the apron, being aggressive.
The gap's now 2.4. Nice one, Al. You're looking really good. Come on, keep your focus. 10th position. That's the fastest lap of the race. On your what? We're left. There's an incident in International Horseshoe. We think it might be Roche.
He was trying to pass the car behind, ahead of him, and I was trying to pass him.
Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate. Our refueling window will open after 22 minutes. Closes at about 41 minutes.
Right, so Julian should be still in the draft.
P8.
Need to make a little bit earlier for turn 1.
Alright, Al, don't let this guy distract you. He's faster than you into International Horseshoe.
This knockdown of FPS isn't doing good for me.
Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate.
Got HPD on our lap behind us. It's obviously pitted in from lap 1. And we've also got the LMP1 cars coming around to lap us for the first time.
Blue flag. There's a group of faster cars behind. They're racing for position. The gap behind is now 0.9.
Of course, always a very exciting time. The first time around that the LMP1 cars will come through. On Daytona, it's a lot easier because we can just stick to one side and just let them pass on speedway. But on the infield, it's a lot harder.
Well, that was a 143.91.
Oh, and Julian's just gone a bit wide.
Alright, Al, there's a faster class car approaching. Blue flag.
I think I'm going to knock my brake bias up a couple of clicks.
Blue flag.
Just feels like the rears want to spin out just a little bit. Now we've got the T's tyres warmed up.
Yellow flag. Caution. it in, turn 6. There's a group of faster cars behind.
Left side, clear left.
This Porsche's just spun round.
Blue flag. Blue flag.
Little wide there in the bus stop. So I think that's most of the LMP ones through past us already. Some of them are getting to some tough scraps. Obviously still somebody's...
It's all your apexes. Wait for the chances to come, mate. That's your quickest lap in this session.
Alright, thank you.
Really not worried about that.
Incident in turn 1. Looks like it's Roche. The gap ahead is now 1.0 seconds.
He didn't really defend the position there, really.
Yellow flag. There's a faster class car behind.
Then we've got one more P1 coming through us, past us. Going to be a bit interesting where he reaches us. Should be after the bus stop. So we're no longer in the slipstream of the 24 ahead of us, but I feel like we're in a decent position right now.
Recto is now
If
in
you
the lead.
weren't trying to hit me, we would go faster.
Okay, Al, that's good consistency. Keep it up.
Yeah, it's still going on about it.
P8. Yellow flag. Watch out.
A little bit wayward. I wonder if the TC is actually disrupting us more than helping us at this very moment.
The gap in front is increasing. It's now 1.8.
Of course, the pace to one ahead is not going to catch up to him, but we do need to try and keep a bit of pace away from Ali behind in that 32. The HPDs aren't too far behind. Like, I'll definitely have a look at that incident after the race anyway. I definitely think I broke a little bit late. There's definitely no intentions of hitting him, but you know, when you have one, like I was trying to overtake him and he was trying to overtake the guy in front of him. So when you end up having that all coming along together, there's very little room through there. You know, maybe I was being a little bit too overly aggressive. But maybe he squeezed me maybe a little bit. I'm not entirely sure.
The class leader from a faster class is behind. The gap behind is now 2.4 seconds.
On your left. Left side, clear to the left.
Blue flag.
Actually, the second place BMW on track. Everyone else in the top 10's all Porsches. Yeah, my braking points is definitely sketchy.
Yellow flag. Caution.
100%.
Far right, clear to the right.
I might be a little bit down on pace because I actually have got some damage to my car. I don't know.
Blue flag. Faster cars approaching.
Right side, clear right.
Should be having the
Right
P1s
side, clear to the right.
coming round to us for the second time. Surely. With the amount of HPDs I've already overtaken us, that's pretty good for the HPDs. They're letting crapping pretty quickly.
Blue flag.
But then bear in mind, this is also a long track.
There's some faster cars approaching. They're fighting for position.
Right side,
Blue flag.
clear right. Right side. Still there. Hold your line, clear to the right.
There's an incident in turn 5.
Oh,
Blue
so
flag.
one's just been crashed into. So up another position, up into P7.
Yellow flag.
Left side, clear left.
Blue flag.
Car right,
They're definitely
Clear
not
right.
getting the best of grip on the rear
car
tyres.
right, clear right.
Right, P1s are starting to come through the second time now. I think most of the HPDs have actually come through now. I think we've only got a couple that haven't. And one of them obviously was behind us at the start.
Faster cars approaching.
Bit of a
This
crash on the
group
first
class
lap.
leader.
They're near enough 20 minutes in, so we're third in near enough.
The gap behind is now 2.8. Blue flag.
On your right, clear to the right.
John didn't really need to go that close, but okay.
Seventh position. You've just done a 144.32. Blue flag.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Al. There's a faster class car approaching.
Yeah, we definitely need to brake a lot earlier for that turn.
The gap to DeVries ahead is increasing. It's now 5.4.
There was definitely a slide I did not want.
There's a group of faster cars bearing down on you. These guys are scrapping for position. Blue flag.
Yeah, it's like my rear tyres are done already. The track temperature is 23 degrees, so it's not that high.
Blue flag.
But you've got to bear in mind that
There's a faster car approaching.
these tyres are getting very hot, partially due to the fact that we are on a very large embankment going around on the oval. This is one of the features of the track. But it's also one of the tricky areas of the track, despite it being a straight. But 2 AP1s, we're going to stick to the inside.
Okay, Al, the next car is...
Clear, clear to the right.
Or very wide. A very bad lap last lap.
Blue flag.
Not helped by the mistake into turn 1 on the last lap either. Probably lost about a second just that one turn alone.
There's a group of faster cars behind.
Yeah, I have a feeling these tyres are done already.
Left side, clear left.
Mind you, this is my first time with the new tyres on this track, so it might be something that everybody's just going to have to be used to.
You know we can go faster, yeah?
Bit of a late 1X.
Alright, Al, we've gone out of track limits. Keep it between the lines. The gap behind is now 1.7 seconds.
We are also now in the pit window. Well, I think it's a bit early to be pitting in right now. And we're only 14 seconds behind the leader actually. So we're not doing too badly on pace overall. See if we can try and get in a couple of good laps. Let's keep it in second. Yeah, even in second gear it's doing it. Just going to be extra gentle on the gas pedal.
We've been warned about track limits.
Definitely need to take better care of that. So we're 8.5 seconds back from Lucas ahead. I think unless he makes a mistake or we start increasing our pace, which we started to a little bit, we're not really going to be catching up to him anytime soon. But I think our primary objective is trying to keep a gap to the car behind. I think we'll be alright. Maybe even do international horseshoe maybe in second gear.
Damage message or can you text for help?
He is catching up a bit though, the guy behind me.
The gap behind is now 0.8. You've just done a 144.51.
Might be in my best interest to maybe put in this lap.
Don't be distracted. Defend your position. He's quicker than you into turn 5.
If I pit in early, then I run the risk of damaging the tyres even further, obviously closer to the end of the race. And this is generally where the Porsche starts getting better and better. They're better on tyre wear compared to the BMW by a long way. Which is one reason why people are actually choosing the Porsche over the BMW this season. You know, I certainly noticed that myself. But the Porsche is just a little bit slower than the BMW at the start of a race. But the longer the race goes, the more effective the Porsche becomes.
He's leading the race.
But it could be also due to the... Well, I've locked up the brakes a few times in the car early on. I have cut the tyres a bit too much. It could even be that. The pace is still okay at the moment. I think if Farley gets by, we're fine.
E7. Okay, Al, hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes.
So we're about to hit the halfway point of the race.
Class leader.
Sorry, go on, that was really good. Sorry, man.
Recto is now leading. Blue flag. That's halfway. Should be about 10 minutes of fuel left.
On your left.
Yeah, locked up that front
Hold your line.
left again.
Hold your line. Clear left.
Come on, don't let him get away. There's a group of faster cars bearing down on you.
Clear right.
Okay, Al, you've got 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
Car left. Clear left. Clear left.
The gap in front has increased to 0.8.
We've lost a bit of time.
There's a faster class car behind.
Can get on our ideal line straight away. Champered us.
Blue flag.
On your right. Clear right. You're clear.
P8. This really isn't good enough. Come on, start concentrating. That was a 145.00. Blue flag.
Looks like one's had an issue. I'm just sliding a little bit on the front.
Okay, Al, there's a faster car approaching.
I think that's my worst issue.
Blue flag. Keep him in your sights. What's the mistake? The stewards have warned us for cutting the track. Keep it between the white lines.
So I'd say we're a bit of fuel behind him. Haven't got too much longer to go until we pit. Oh, well, almost went into the back of him then.
Faster car behind. Blue flag.
Right side. Clear right.
The gap in front is now 0.7.
Oh, he went very wide there. Don't think he got a slow down. Definitely would get an off track for that. But then better for us, we're in the slipstream at the moment.
Blue flag.
Marshall's just
All right, Al, keep
been
an
in
eye
pit
on the
lane.
pressure. He'll make a mistake. There's a faster car approaching. There's an incident here. International Horseshoe. It looks like salmon.
Clear left.
You've just done a 144.43.
Just seems like nowadays a lot of drivers don't like good, honest, hard racing. That's what I'm getting the feeling of, and they get easily frustrated.
We estimate you've got 5 minutes of fuel remaining. Cut the track. Keep it nice and tidy.
Definitely, I think I broke a bit late for that turn actually. So our 9X. So not in the overall best of positions, but mind you, it could be worse. He's really not liking me being in the slipstream.
Keep searching, you'll find a gap. The car behind's a faster class.
So we will be pitting in soon.
Front is now 0.8.
So
Blue flag.
we'll see how it goes on the pit stop. We haven't saved a huge amount of fuel behind Ali. But even that might help us a bit.
Blue flag.
Right, we'll pit in. Oh, he's pitting in as well.
Look out for the pit speed limit. Pit lane speed limit is 88 kilometers per hour. Okay, Al, we've pulled you to the end.
Oh, he's missed his pit box by a large margin. Right, so our tire wear seems fine.
All clear on pit exit. Looks like P4 has gone off in turn 1.
Oh, got a tiny little bit on the grass there. Now, you got 20 minutes left. Now, the one good thing for Ali that he's got 3 HPDs that has already passed, and now they're going to be overtaking me on track. So that is the one worry I've got.
There's a faster class car approaching. That's 20 minutes to go. 20 minutes.
I think as long as they catch me on the speedway, I'm alright. Now the tyres would have cooled down. So we do have a couple of laps where we can actually try and push a little bit.
Blue flag.
No, I think this HPD might catch up to us right at the bus stop. Okay, it's good for us.
Blue flag.
Clear right.
This is the good side to being behind a faster car. You get some of their slipstream as well.
Right side. Clear right.
Blue flag. The gap to De Vries in front is now 5.7. There's faster cars behind, along with the class leader, E7.
On your left. Clear left.
Oh no. Saved it. That was a little bit close.
The gap behind is now 9.5.
Won't do the tyres any favours though.
Blue flag. Okay, Al, there's a faster car approaching.
Right side. Clear to the right.
Yellow flag, watch out.
Okay, so we've got an 8-second gap. Oh, it's Karen that's behind.
Bus stop. We think it might be Owen.
Well done, Hugo. I'm assuming that's too far behind you.
It's a HPD that went off.
Clear right.
Nothing for us to really worry about.
Blue flag. There's a faster car approaching.
Left side. Clear left.
Now them two are in slipstream with each other, they're going to start catching up.
Blue flag.
It's going to be the downside to them both being near to each other. Being a bit later on into the race, like last 5 minutes,
Yellow flag, keep your wits
they
about
may
you.
start actually battling each other. So they may hinder each other more than actually help.
On your right. Clear right.
It seems like they've separated from each other. I think Ali's made a mistake. Now, it's looking like as if he's catching up by near enough a second a lap. Which will mean they will catch up to us with about 3 laps to go if that is the case. If this pace keeps up.
Your last lap time was at 1:44.55.
Mind you, he is also in a BMW.
The gap behind is now 7.6. Okay, Al, there's a faster class car approaching. 15 minutes remaining, 15 minutes to go. Nice. The gap is now 6.0.
It's good to see that Oliver's actually made all that time up, considering that it was behind us. What was it, like lap 3? He's actually up into P2 now. It's only 5.5 seconds behind the leader.
That's the car behind. Blue flag. Car behind's a faster class.
Quiero ver la bandera.
That might should hit us on the
Blue flag.
oval.
The gap to De Vries ahead is increasing. It's now 6.9.
We'll catch up to Lucas by near enough 2 seconds on lap, so he must have made a mistake. Obviously he's getting away from us again like he should do. But just can't seem to keep pace. You know, it's mainly the rear end on the traction coming out of the slow corners that I'm having most of the trouble.
Blue flag. Okay, Al. So that's the class car approaching. E7. That lap time was 1:44.80.
Well, mind you, I'm seeing decent lap times. It can't be all that bad.
Turn 5. You think it might be Reto? The guy behind's catching. The gap's now 6.1 seconds. There's a faster car approaching. He's faster than you, entering turn 5. Blue flag. Incident in bus stop. It looks like Owen.
Is that HVD that crashed earlier? Seems like a bad lap, wasn't quite so bad. Track temperature stayed exactly the same throughout the race, which is one good thing.
Your lap times are dropping off. Come on, stay focused. Okay, Al, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left. The gap to De Vries ahead is increasing. It's now 9.5. a faster class car approaching.
I think I'd like a little bit more of a steering input on the front. And a little less oversteer on the rear. Probably burn out the tyres on the fronts even more. I think the fronts can take it. So Karen hasn't caught up to us very much. He only caught us up by a few tenths. Which is good to see.
The gap behind is now 5.8 seconds.
But, the two leading LMP1 cars coming around to lap us again. This should be the final time that they come around to actually lap us now.
There's a group of faster cars approaching. They're fighting for position. The class leaders in the group.
Mind you though, they are challenging for the lead. But thankfully they're far enough behind.
Clear to the left.
Another spun round. Thought I'd lost a second on this lap. But that's all our own doing really. Nothing to do with the P1s. It's one of them type of feelings. You wish you could go faster, but you stand there questioning yourself how. How do you go faster? You know, when the car does something you don't really want it to do. It does things that you don't necessarily feel it's going to do naturally. Like turn underneath you, say for example.
There's a group of faster cars behind. Blue flag.
Yeah, we lost a whole second on that lap alone.
You've got 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
He's starting to not actually lap any faster than us when we're getting in decent laps.
There's an incident in bus stop. Looks like it's Dean.
Well, Oliver Dean's had troubles again. So he's spun at the bus stop. Let's see what happens here. He may have just had enough and he's continued.
The gap behind is now 4.6 seconds.
Right, so we've lost another half a second.
Okay, Al. The
If
next
this
car is
pace
Dean.
continues, we should be okay.
There's an incident in turn 12. We think it might be
Oh,
Dean.
Dean's got a lot of damage. That's a freebie, guys. That's us up into P6.
5 minutes remaining. 5 minutes left. Stay on it. Keep digging. B6. Blue flag. Faster car behind. This guy's their class leader.
Yeah, Oliver obviously cannot resume with the damage on that car like that.
Left side, clear to the left.
Just trying to be delicate
Blue flag.
on steering input at the moment.
Far left. Hold your line, clear to the left. Far right. Clear right.
Keep your eyes. Ahead is now 9.6 seconds. Blue flag.
Look, that's the 11th incident.
Cars approaching. We've had a cut warning. Keep it tidy, please, Al.
Right side. Clear, clear to the right.
I think we're fine with these now, though, to be honest. It's just a matter of us trying to keep this pace up and not having Kerim catching up to us too much. So we've probably only got 2 more laps to go. Possibly 3.
The gap behind has now decreased to 2.9 seconds.
Seems like all the time, pretty much I'm losing though, is through the infield.
Just 2 minutes left. 2 minutes to go.
Okay, there's that understeer now starting to creep in now.
Blue flag. All right, Al. There's a faster car approaching.
Mind you, this isn't on all turns.
Incident in turn 1. It looks like Preto.
Okay, Preto's had a incident. Got to keep an eye on that going into turn 1. If he's got damage, he should be towing by the time that I get up to there. But if he hasn't, he's continued on. We shouldn't be catching up to him.
That's good consistency. Keep it up.
Far right. Clear right. Far right.
Blue flag.
Still there. Clear right.
Alright, so next lap should be the final lap.
That's 5 minutes of fuel left.
But Kerim is now catching up to us pretty much. Now, what is this Porsche going to do?
There's a faster car approaching.
That's good of the Porsche Kieran. Obviously he's had a bad race. Led me and Kieran to just get on with our race. It's been held up a little bit by that HPD.
Right side. Clear to the right.
Right, so last lap.
One more to go. Very little fuel left. to devise. Ahead is increasing. It's now 11 seconds. That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. There's a group of faster cars bearing down on you.
We've got a P1 catch up to us. We've also got a HPD behind. Okay, so they're both clear of us, which is good.
Far left, clear on the left.
Don't get the best of exits.
It's a big mess in turn 1.
But we should be ahead of Kerem, I think. Yeah, there you go. That's P6.
Looks like P1 has gone off in turn 2. P6. Okay, that's the end.
Well, definitely not clean, especially at the start. I will admit. But I'll definitely take a P6 result. Especially after starting P10. In top split as well, that's definitely not a bad result. Just jump out of the car then. So obviously the incident on review, I can't remember what lap it was, I'll be completely honest, but I know it was quite early on. So yeah, I think it might have been here. Yeah. That's not really a good vantage point. Yeah, I was already alongside and he moved over. So here's my thinking. So these two cars, I'm thinking they're holding me up. So I'm wanting to try and get past this Ford because I feel it's this Ford that's causing the issue. I know the Porsche is going to be faster later on in the race, so I'm not too worried about the Porsche ahead of the Ford. But I'm thinking that the Ford is the one that's actually causing the hold up. So my thinking is I'm going to try and... I've got a bit of a run. I'm looking to his inside and Porsche's all the way over to the left. And I see the Ford move over to the left. So I'm thinking, right, so I'm going to have a little dip on the inside and keep it as tight as I possibly can around the International Horseshoe. What I don't realise is that he then moves over to the right hand side when I'm already, I'm not sure. So at this point, I'm not quite there. So I get to him at this point and he's already started to move over. Unbeknown to me, he's also trying to make a move on this very same Porsche. So it's effectively, it's going 3 wide. And because he's not realising that I've gone to make a move, I've then gone into him. I believe, I'm not so sure if, yeah, there is some netcode involved. There's definitely some netcode involved, but I'm still hitting him nevertheless. Yeah, I'm still going to hit him nevertheless, you know, even if there isn't any netcode. But he's moved over to me because he's trying to overtake this Porsche, which obviously then, because I've nudged him a little bit over, he's then hit this Porsche here as well, as at the same time. But yeah, it was actually the the guy that actually overtook to lap him with a few laps to go, it was actually him that I obviously nudged the Ford into. So obviously the Porsche got some damage, and it was enough that he needed to come into the pits, because you can't go losing top speed on a track like this. You know, that's why it's so crucial to have the car absolutely clean. Which, to be honest, I didn't notice if there was any optional repairs, to be honest. So I got off pretty lucky. I did overall, so overall not a bad finish. So let's go and have a look and see what the result is from that. Where am I? Would help if I go to GTE, wouldn't it? Okay, so we gained 30 I rating. We do lose 0.37 safety rating, however, so we do lose quite a bit of safety rating from that. Bear in mind, for an hour-long race, there isn't particularly that many corners, really, of risk, of course, during this on this track. So obviously there was a 4X that I got, obviously, and most of my 1Xs were I think all of them were all in the bus stop. All my 1Xs were in the bus stop, if I remember correctly. So, which is a typical thing. Everybody will get their 1Xs in the bus stop, really, because to try and cut it as much as they can without getting 1X. So it doesn't always help. So, but yeah, that was iLMS at Daytona. Of week 3. So we managed to get a P6 finish. Nathan A.R. Moore managed to win that one. But yeah, definitely a good race overall. But it was very difficult, I must admit. So, definitely happy that I came out with any type of iRacing game. I was actually thinking I was going to lose iRacing, to be honest. So it's good that we have pace. We only finished 41.4 seconds behind the race leader. So I'd definitely say that's not a bad effort, really. Like, we're losing less than a second per minute, which I can't ask for too much more, because obviously Nathan's much more experienced than me. So plus also he's in the what I would probably say is a better car at the moment. But that's just me. So I'm going to leave that for iLMS. Hopefully we'll be able to do good throughout the rest of the week. Maybe do another iLMS week if I get the chance. But I'm going to leave it there. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys next time.